Good day, here are today's top stories from the Pna Headlines. At least 131 overseas Filipino workers are returning home this week from Lebanon as part of an ongoing repatriation program of the Philippine government. Secretary Hans Leo Kakdak said 52 OFWs with one dependent are expected to arrive today, February 10, while 79 with 8 dependents are returning on February 11. He said their return was made possible in coordination with the Philippine Embassy in Beirut. Kakdak said most of them were sheltered in Beirut through the Department of Migrant Workers and the Overseas Workers Welfare Administration. The repatriated Filipinos will receive immediate financial and airport assistance, as well as all necessary support from the government, including reintegration and livelihood. The arrival of the 2 batches from Lebanon brings the total of repatriated OFWs to 1,569 with 68 dependents. The Commission on Elections has marked Gihulngan City and Pasay Town in Negros Oriental as election hotspots due to previous election-related violence and intense political rivalries. Gihulngan City is classified under the red category, or the most critical level, due to past incidents of violence, including the killing of a candidate. Pasay falls under the orange category due to political tensions and a shooting incident during the 2022 elections. Comelec Negros Oriental Supervisor Eddie Abbas said of the 25 cities and municipalities in Negros Oriental, 23 are under the yellow category or moderate risk level. Last Friday, the Comelec led a unity walk, interfaith prayer, and peace covenant signing at the Negros Oriental Police Provincial Office. Candidates for vice governor and board members signed the peace covenant with officials of the Comelec, Philippine National Police, Philippine Army, other uniformed services, priests and pastors, and the Diocesan Electoral Board. In Nueva Ecija, alleged members of a private armed group surrendered unlicensed firearms and ammunition to authorities. The Nueva Ecija Police Provincial Office received assorted high-powered firearms as well as several magazines and rounds of ammunition in Barangay Papaya, San Antonio. Police Regional Office Central Luzon Chief Brigadier General Jean Fajardo said the surrender boosts efforts to prevent violence ahead of the start of the campaign period for national position on February 11 and local campaigning on March 28. The Philippines, through the Office of Civil Defense, is sending humanitarian aid to those affected by the ongoing crisis in Gaza. OCD Administrator Ariel Nepomuceno led the turnover of essential supplies to the Jordanian consulate on Friday. The country's donation included over 8,000 bonnets, 3,000 pairs of gloves, and 20 blankets. The donation will support the humanitarian air bridge campaign of the Hashemite Kingdom, Jordan. In a statement, Nepomuceno expressed solidarity with all those impacted by the crisis since October 2023. He emphasized the importance of international cooperation and expressed hope for future collaboration with other agencies. The conflict in Gaza stopped in January when Israel and Hamas signed a truce and allowed the entry of humanitarian aid. The Department of Social Welfare and Development has distributed nearly 6 million pesos worth of relief aid to families affected by floods caused by the shear line in Sorsogon. The DSWD field office in Bicol region has distributed 5.8 million pesos worth of family food packs to over 8,100 families in 23 flood-affected barangays. The DSWD is also coordinating with other local government units to ensure the immediate delivery of assistance to affected communities. The shear line is bringing scattered rains and isolated thunderstorms across the Visayas, Bicol region, Mimaropa, Quezon, and Aurora. Pagasa warns of possible flash floods or landslides due to moderate or heavy with at times intense rains. In other news, Phase 3 of the Pasig Bigyang Buhay Muli is set to be open to the public on February 17. The showcase area features Plaza Mexico, Maestranza Esplanade, and the Fort Santiago River Walk, 3 historic places along the river in Manila. Last Saturday, First Lady Liza Raneta Marcos shared on Instagram the preparation for the opening of the showcase area. The First Lady will lead the inauguration of the project area. The Pasig Bigyang Buhay Muli project was inaugurated in January last year as an initiative of First Lady Liza Raneta Marcos. The project aims to rehabilitate and transform the Pasig River into a tourist and transport destination. Moving on to news from the market, the National Economic and Development Authority is looking into the further use of artificial intelligence to improve the country's economy. The NEDA Office of the Undersecretary for Legislative Affairs released a policy note exploring AI's potential to drive economic growth, enhance productivity, and foster innovation. It said AI will contribute in shaping the country's business process and outsourcing sector, address challenges in education, and boost growth in agriculture. It added that AI can augment the capabilities of healthcare workers and improve processes in banking and finance. The policy note cited the need to have a unified national AI strategy to maximize AI's potential. Meanwhile, budget carrier Cebu Pacific reports that its trips to and from Mactan-Cebu International Airport have increased by 34.7% in January this year. Cebu Pacific said it has made 4,824 flights with a seating capacity of over 717,000 seats, or up by 51.6%. It said its continued growth in Cebu reflects the strong demand for affordable air transport, which will support tourism, trade, and economic opportunities across the region. Overseas, the United States is set to impose 25% tariffs on steel and aluminum imports this week. In a press conference, U.S. President Donald Trump said he will announce the new metal tariffs on Monday, U.S. time. Trump previously imposed tariffs of 25% on steel imports and 10% on aluminum imports from Canada, Mexico, and the European Union during his first term. The president also said he will announce reciprocal tariffs on all countries on Tuesday or Wednesday, which will take effect almost immediately. And that's the latest and the biggest stories on the Pna Headlines. For more news updates, visit our website, pna.gov.ph, or our Facebook and X account, Philippine News Agency. The Pna Headlines is also streamed via the Servicio Facebook page. You may also watch the Pna Headlines through the Philippine News Agency's YouTube account and via the News and Information Bureau website under PNA News. I'm Marita Muahe. This is the Pna Headlines, bringing stories that unite the nation.